I love Resident Evil 4, it's one of my favorite games. I know nearly everyone has played this game or at least heard a good amount about it, but that's not gonna stop me from talking about it. One thing I often do with friends is play games. That sounds like a no-brainer, but just hear me out. Now, I'm not just talking about multiplayer games here. Sure, we play those a lot. For example, me and my friends take Mario Kart 8 so seriously it's kinda unhealthy. Don't play Mario Kart with me. Ever. But I enjoy watching my friends or people play games I know, single-player games. Games like Zelda, Metroid, or Resident Evil 4. I like seeing how people react to situations I myself went through, seeing how they cope with different puzzles and enemies. I suppose that's one of the reasons why people love Let's Play channels, including myself. But there's something about being there, seeing how they react to everything in person, and how they ask questions when they don't know what to do. But I never answer them, of course. They're not getting any help. Hell no. I've watched a good few of my friends play through Resident Evil 4. Well, not the entire game. Most of them about half of it. And how differently people approach and react to things is really interesting. How they handle situations which require them to think quickly. It can really vary how they deal with it. And it's really entertaining to see either how good people are under pressure, or how not good people are at coping with pressure. Especially in a game like Resident Evil. Even the entire way they play can be interesting. Some people will be conservative. Ridiculously conservative. Come on, you can use it, you don't need to save, like, just equip it. Some people will be really tactical. They'll check every area for items, won't rapidly waste bullets, will save money for larger items, won't shoot the bloody merchant. But it was always how they tackled certain enemies. That's what interested me the most. Like the Garradors, or the various bosses. But the thing I probably looked forward to the most was the Garradors. Now just a warning, if you haven't played Resident Evil 4, I'm about to spoil something really good about it. So don't watch past here if you're planning on playing it unscathed by spoilers. I mean, it came out over 10 years ago, but I'm just warning you.
Well, I really don't give a damn.
Alright then, let's do it. Now, the Garradors are what I love about Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil in general. One of my friends got me to play Resident Evil 4, and I'm really glad he did. But one thing he did was build up the Garradors. How scary they were, and how claustrophobic they made you feel. And honestly, it kinda ruined them for me in a way. They still gave me good chills, sure, but the real surprise wasn't really there anymore. A fair bit of the charm was lost, which is a shame. But the Garradors, they're what really caught me off guard when I first played the game. The Garradors are people who seem to be the result of torture. Their eyes have been sewn shut, an iron mask has been clamped to their face, and long metal claws have been built into their arms. Their design alone is pretty creepy. Very Resident Evil-y. Is that a real term? You pass through a corridor which is blocked by fire, but you find a key on a piece of art. And wouldn't you know it, the place the key is for is the dark, spooky dungeon. Such good taste. In a cell, there's a switch that you assume is the one that turns off the fire. And what else is in the cell? A monstrous Garrador. And nothing's gonna happen until you go into the cell to attempt to hit the switch yourself. I really like how you have to go in there, how you have to walk in the face of danger before anything happens. It's one of the things that can really set apart horror games from other horror media. But that's a topic for another day. Once you get close enough, it'll break from its chains and try and attack you, then walk out of its cell. And to hit the switch, or even get out alive, you have to kill it. When I first played this a few years back, it terrified me. As you can tell from the scene before you enter the cell, the Garrador is blind. It walks around the dungeon, listening intently to where you might be, swinging chaotically around. If you run, or shoot, or anything really, it'll hear you. Now, out of my friends that I've watched play this part, a good few of them didn't really figure this fight out too quickly. I don't know, maybe my friends are just stupid. Maybe I'm stupid. The key to this fight is in the painting. Is getting a window to shoot it from behind, where its weak spot is. But this is the tricky part. Since the Garrador moves so irrationally, it's hard to get a chance to attack without just exposing where you are. You can shoot, move out of the way so it gets stuck and leaves it exposed, or you can use something the game has provided for you, which are the bells. If you shoot one, the Garrador will run over and attack the noise, and get stuck. It's a subtle hint you can work out, and encourages experimenting and using the environment to your advantage. You kinda have to piece it together. It's kind of a simple thought process, sure, but hey, some people find it harder than you'd think. It's really a fight you have to take slow. You have to be patient, walk carefully, waiting for your chance. And it's really interesting to see how people approach this fight, maybe even more interesting than the fight itself. Some won't even catch on that it's blind, and will just run back and forth and wonder how the hell to beat it. It was so entertaining, watching them suffer. If you know the Garrador's patterns, it's pretty straightforward though. But honestly, it's enemies like this that really make horror games for me, at least on a first playthrough. Enemies which don't necessarily chase you everywhere, or the ones that are extremely loud and up in your face, but the ones which you really can't beat without stopping stopping and waiting. The ones you have to take slow, and you have to watch its every move. Enemies which change up the pace of the game are some of the ones that stand out for me, honestly, and the Garradors are no exception.